Hey everybody, welcome to part 5 of Karaoke the Retrospective. I'm Evan Adams for EA Starting Channel. I'm just gonna cut across. I don't think, no, there's no traffic. But yeah, basically, when I last left off, I was starting to talk about my bar crush / infatuation on a woman named CC Ritter. At the time, like I said at the end of the last video, I thought since my first bar crush had died, maybe somewhere in the moon and the stars, that I was looking for the wrong woman. And so when CC came into the Golden Q, I was sort of, thinking in the back of my head, what if I go for a girl that's the complete opposite as me, and see if that works out. Well, long story short, it didn't. And the long story version starts like this. I was friends with a bar friend nicknamed Veronica. And she brought one of her friends, which was Cece, to the Golden Q. I really didn't have any set theme that night, so I did sing like maybe 2 Goo Goo Dolls songs and Lone Star's Amazed, and I don't know any other way to say this, but she was on me like a groupie. Like I was a freaking rock star, which I actually kind of liked. But throughout the night, she just kept buying more mixed drinks and more mixed drinks, and she was so drunk that when we took her to the hospital, we tried to get her out the door, and she had a seizure before we left. And then when we got into the doorway, she had another seizure. But I took the opportunity to go with them to the hospital, the Hazleton Hospital by the Northeast Counseling Building. I waited practically all night with them, like maybe a couple hours, and you guys are probably going to hate me for saying this, or maybe saying that I'm too naive, but I invested everything in that 4 hours that I met Cece, and I'll just say she's like above wild. She was like sloppy, and I mean, no offense to what she's doing in her life right now, and Cece, I apologize if you're watching this, but yeah, basically, it's like I sort of popped into her life at a moment where she was hitting rock bottom, let's just say, and I'll tell you more on the way. Yeah, so that was around mid-December of 2014. Yeah, 2015 comes around now, and I got like 2015 to 2016 to 2017. I got like 2 more years worth of stories. How much time? Still recording? Yeah, 5 minutes. Alright, so we're good for like another 15 minutes. Now, staying back there by the doghouse, I peed before I left. I actually peed twice before I left, and I drank almost about a half a gallon of water, and I still need to pee. So I'm gonna try and hold it. We're at 2/3 of a battery, so we should still be good. I'll try to hold it if I can. But yeah. Yeah. Thinking back, it was like, and she was. We had to call the back to the Cece story. We got her outside. They called the paramedics. Go ahead. They called the paramedics, and she was yelling at them, "No, I don't want to go there. I already have 2 strikes against me." Blah 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 blah. And long story short, I think she had a probation officer, and she sort of violated her parole by her going into the hospital, and she ended up winding herself in prison, let's say again. And more on that later. So yeah, that was the end of 2014. When we come to 2015, one of the first karaoke nights of 2015, actually went to the Golden Q and found out that another karaoke DJ was playing there. The karaoke was called, excuse me, at first it was called Marauder Karaoke, but the guy who ran it later changed his karaoke title to Make It Rain Karaoke, or Make It Rain Entertainment, or Rain Entertain, whatever it was. He was sort of along the lines of, let's say, Richie, but he was like way more relaxed and laid back. Yeah, I continued enjoying growing as a patron and as a karaoke singer at the Golden Q. I'm sorry if I'm walking at a faster pace than I should have, but yeah. So around I would say early May of 2015, I decided to take my chance with Raven and fully invest in my friendship with her outside the bars. One instance I could bring up was that I spent like a week. It was sort of like, it was meant to be like a sleepover that kept getting, extended until I literally spent like a week back to back, like maybe 6 days, 7 nights, at Raven's house. And because I remember one of those nights actually was doing another King's Den session dedicated to Carrie Gretchen, which was like the 2-year anniversary of Carrie's Friendship Day, which was around what was it? This is gonna be weird because I'm walking on a part of Diamond Avenue that I haven't really walked before. I usually take First Street whenever I want to go to Dollar Tree or Little Caesars, and I'm at home, I take that way. So I've never actually been on this part of Diamond Avenue before until now. But and you're going to hear a lot of Spanish music, so apologies for that. So yeah, there was one instance where when I was actually there, I started, it was, I told it was King's Den session number 97, where her friend Robbie, which was a different Robbie, drove me to the Golden Q, and then I walked back to Raven's house. It was sort of like deepening the friendship, but at the same time, I was also from the, and I gotta be really, I gotta choose my words really carefully here, because she may be watching this video too. 11? It's 11, okay. I thought it was 17, I thought I was gonna end it soon. But yeah, the more and more we started to bond as friends, the more and more I felt, let's say, spiritually attracted to her. And there's one night that I won't mention, just because I probably shouldn't. But her and I both know about the situation. She probably remembers it, but doesn't want to speak about it. And, you know, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Maybe in the back of my mind, I'm not cool with it because I feel like it does need to be addressed. But I respect her wishes in not talking about it. And again, sorry for bringing it up now. But yeah, anyway, that's why I said in the previous video, or maybe early in this video, I can't remember, that the friendship turned into a one-sided relationship. So my birthday rolls around on, you know, in 2015, and a sort of another new karaoke DJ for the Golden Q I decided to take a chance on my birthday. It's Corson Karaoke, DJ'd by William J. Corson. Looking back on it, that may have been one of the funnest nights I've ever had with a karaoke DJ. But at the same time, since I had only done it one time with him, there was a situation where I heard a story about him, like maybe a month or two later, that made me really look at him in disgust and disrespect, and therefore I never went back to that karaoke. Or I think maybe he left the country, or something about his wife and kid. I really can't remember, but it was bad enough that, you know, it made me look at him like as such a disgusting person. And looking back on sort of his ego in that karaoke night, like he had, like his ego rivaled Kanye West's, I swear. But yeah, I never went back to karaoke with Corson Karaoke again. That birthday night was the 99th King's Den session, so we're coming up on the end of the era of King's Den sessions. And when, I'll say this really quickly, when I got to my 100th King's Den session, I was just feeling, you know, I was feeling burnt out and needing to take a long break because I felt like I really needed one. And at that time, I felt like, like I said in the previous video, like I never expected to stay in karaoke this long. So to make a long story short, I really felt like my time in karaoke, like actually singing karaoke, had come to an end. I think I need to make a turn here. So, yeah. I would come out a couple more times, just as a patron, not as a karaoke singer. But I did sort of revamp the show name because I think I need to turn here. Wait, yeah, I think it was, yeah, Ted and James. Okay, so, do I need to pee really bad? I'm gonna try and hold it because I don't know if there's any public places for public restrooms here. So, yeah, so yeah, I did feel like I want to come back to karaoke under a new title because since it was called King's Den Sessions and I was going to the Golden Q the whole time, I didn't really feel fitting anymore. I was actually going to call it Golden Q Sessions at one point, but I had decided that I should broaden the title out more, so King's Den Sessions became Karaoke Sessions. I still wanted to record my nights out and just watch karaoke. But I never really had the chance to really stop karaoke. Speaking about stopping, I'm gonna have to stop it here. And let's see. Wait, 18. I gotta end this soon. So yeah, YouTube, Facebook, all of the playlists are down in the description. Or maybe I could just tough it out. I feel, the water going back up into my bladder. So if I could just stay focused and keep holding it in, I should be fine. Yeah, I'm actually feeling fine right now. But yeah, I went out 3 more karaoke nights. The last final King's Den session was on July 19th, and the next time I came out was the July 31st. And then I came out early August, and then when I started karaoke back up again under the title Karaoke Sessions, I did 3 nights, 3 consecutive karaoke nights, and the sort of lead up into King's Den session, the lead up into karaoke sessions was called Karaoke Sessions: The Comeback, and the last Road to Karaoke session and the first 2 karaoke sessions happened 3 days in a row. It was September 24th, 25th, and 26th, with a different artist every time. The Road to Karaoke session was actually a parody pre-show. It was called 2015 Parody Pre-Show, which was with Donnie D on a Thursday, I think. And the first official karaoke session was with Richie Green, I think. And yeah, it was with Richie Green. And the artist showcase, the very first artist showcase was Pink. And the third night, which was karaoke, which was karaokeed by Marauder Karaoke, was actually Styx. I did all Styx that night. So yeah, and with the revamp of with karaoke sessions, it was actually the birth of like a new type of themed night where I actually was doing back catalog where the artist showcases were introduced to honor a particular artist's contribution to music in their back catalog. And over the course of karaoke sessions, here's the main artist that I showcased. I did Pink, Styx, Eminem, NSYNC, Justin Timberlake, Goo Goo Dolls, which was like a CC flashback showcase, Foo Fighters, Green Day, Savage Garden, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, Rihanna. I did a Weird Al Yankovic parody. I did a Weird Al Yankovic month, and after that I did an EA parody month, which I showcased my parodies all throughout the month, which I too came before the Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, Rihanna showcases. And more showcases I did were Aerosmith and Sugar Ray, Lady Gaga, the Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, and Fall Out Boy. I'm gonna end it here, and part 6. Here we go. This is gonna be a marathon of a walk here, if it hasn't been already. And I hope people are viewing this. Like I said, YouTube, Facebook, all of the King's Den Sessions and karaoke sessions playlists are down in the description. And here we go with part 6.